Hey y'all. I put my microphone on. Hold on. How to something. Okay, so I was tagged in a video yesterday by Shannon from Moody Girl Creates. I don't know if any of y'all watch her. If not, go give her I like watching her. Anyways, she tagged me in a video where she was tagged, and it's questions. A fun little thing just to get to know, I guess, some of us. I am going to tag two people. I'm going to tag Elizabeth with Elizabeth Quilts and Alesha with Quilty Bird Piecing. Alesha just started her YouTube channel, and so I've watched a few of her videos that she's posted. So if y'all haven't, go over there and check her out. And then, of course, Elizabeth with Elizabeth Quilts. I love watching her too. So if you haven't, go give her, go check her out. Okay, so there were 10 questions, and then the lady that tagged Shannon asked her question, added extra, and then Shannon added her question. So I'm going to go ahead and answer those two, and then I have a question I'm going to add on to mine. Okay, so the first question is, what is your favorite color? And many of y'all have probably heard, but my favorite color is green. I love all kinds of green. I really like the sage and I love any greens. Pastel, sage, Kelly. I love all the greens. Green is just, it's so pretty, and I guess it reminds me of like spring when everything is coming back to life from the winter. It's just, I love green. Something about it. I love it. So that is like my favorite color. And if I had to choose another, it would probably be, because it used to be like a pastel yellow and then a pastel purple. I love all pastel colors, but the pastel yellow and purple are my other two favorites. Maybe a pastel. I like all pastel. So besides green, if I had to choose something else, would be the pastel colors. I love those colors. I think they remind me of Easter. I just love them. But green, that's my color. I love it. Okay, second, what is my favorite fabric designer? So my top favorite used to be Lori Holt. I still like her, but I love Corey Yoder. I love her. I've really gotten to see a lot of her past fabrics, and she is, I think, become my top. Another one that I really like is Sherry and Chelsea. I love like their strawberry lemonade fabric. I love, love, love. And I like how too, like I think Shannon mentioned this, and I agree. I like how you can mix and match. Even with Lori Holt, you can mix and match all their fabric lines. So Corey Yoder, Chelsea and Sherry, or Sherry and Chelsea, and then of course Lori Holt. Those are like my top three, I think. I do love the Poppy Cotton. I don't know if that's really a designer, but I love their brand of fabric. That's another top. And I guess my top five would be them. So those are my top ones that I kind of always go to. There's another one and I cannot think of the name. But anyways, do I snack while I sew? And if so, what do I snack on? The only thing I really snack on would be these little lifesavers, the little spearmint lifesavers. I like these. I don't have food in here because I just don't like, I'm not going to get a bunch of stuff on my hands and touch my fabric. So that's really the only thing that I kind of snack on, if you want to call that a snack, is just these little mints. And you'll also see me have like a Dr. Pepper Zero, a glass of tea, or some water. I always have, when I'm in here quite a bit, I'll always have something to drink in here. And so that's kind of, I guess, my snack. What is my favorite go-to block? I don't have a go-to block. I like trying all new things, and I really don't have I don't really have a favorite, because all blocks make up such beautiful quilts, so I really don't have a favorite. I feel like I've been doing a ton of half square triangles and flying geese block lately, and if I can trim down a half square triangle, I'm done. I'm okay with doing that. But I seem like almost all the quilt blocks that I've been doing lately have those in there, but I don't really have a favorite one. What is your preferred fabric cut? I like to cut fat quarters. Um, I don't like the pinked edges on layer cakes and all those. I don't like the pinked edges because I feel like I can't get an exact measurement with unless I cut those off. But I do. I love collecting and I love cutting fat quarters. Um, you get more fabric and just I don't know. I just like cutting fat quarters. That's just my thing. I used to like jelly rolls and layer cakes, but once I started using more and more of the fat quarters, that is like my go-to, and that's even now. That's what I buy because I have a ton of layer cakes that um, I used to. Oh, I like that, so I bought it. Now my thing is fat quarters. You have more fabric, and you can sometimes make more than one quilt with those fat quarters because sometimes you'll have quite a bit left over. So you can make more than excuse me. You can make more than one quilt with those, and I like cutting them. They're just easier to me. I can get an exact measurement without the pinked edges. Okay, what TV quilter or personality or quilter personality, past or present, would you like to meet and spend time with? Corey Yoder and Natalie from Missouri Star Quilt. Corey Yoder, they both seem so down to earth and just so I don't I've always gravitated when I've watched Missouri Star quilt when they have their triple play. I've always kind of gravitated towards Natalie and like a lot of her stuff. Now her mama, I love her stuff, but I've always kind of gravitated almost towards her. And Misty, she's got some cute stuff, but I don't know. Natalie, and then I love Corey Yoder. She seems so just happy and somebody you'd want to be around. She just seems so upbeat, so happy, so humble. So those are the two that I would like to. I don't really know anybody from the past because I just started sewing a few years ago. So I didn't grow up, and I didn't grow up with it in the house. So those are my top. Those are the two I would probably like to meet and spend some time with and pick their brains. Kimberly, also from Fat Quarter Shop. I would like to sit down and her teach me a few things on cutting and cutting fabric and stuff like that. So that would be another. Where do you store fabric? So y'all have seen my little fabric bags. These right here. These are what I've been storing fabric in. I don't have a specific place. I have fabric all over the place. Some of y'all I have talked to and said that I'm trying to find areas, but right now, if they are not in the original packaging, that's what I store them in because I do have dogs. Like my dog will stay in this room when we go somewhere at night when I put them up. And because of that, I don't want dog hair all over my. Of course, we have cats in the house, but I don't want dog hair or cat hair all over my fabric. So that's where I store. Of course, you can see one back here. Where is it? This right here. So that's where I store my fabric right now. I also got those bags that I showed y'all. These that I'll be storing. I started putting some smaller pieces and even some of my patterns in. But right now, that's what I store my fabric in. It's just easier, and hopefully I'll be able to get more organized soon. Okay, how long have you been sewing or quilting for? I've been sewing and quilting because I have made, not only made quilts, but I've made like little curtains and aprons and stuff like that. I actually started getting interested when my youngest, or my middle daughter, she was a baby. So I started about 14 or 15 years ago. But I kind of was winging it. But I took like several years off, and then right back in 2019 is when I really started getting back into it. So 2019, I've really been sewing, and there have been months that I haven't sewn at all, and then started sewing. But I started really showing interest back about 14 or 15 years ago. Didn't really know much, just kind of winged it, didn't have much, and I sewed a few things. But then, like I said, 2019 is when I really started getting into it. We're back into it and getting to know sewing and quilting more. And I've made, besides quilt tops, and I mean, I've quilted on my machine some simple quilts on my some quilts. But like I said, I've made curtains and aprons. I think a couple of other. Oh, I made my daughter a couple of dresses before. They were simple patterns, but since 2019, really. Do you prefer to press seams open or to the side, and why? If there's not a lot of bulk, I like to press to one side. To me, it makes the stitches stronger, and because it seems like when you press them open, it makes those seams, to me, it makes those seams seem a little weak. So I like to press to one side, and whatever side nests. I've pressed to the light, I've pressed to the dark. So whatever, if I have seams that need to be nested, I will press. If I can press to the dark side and nest those seams, preferred. But if not, then whatever side I can get those seams to nest. But I do prefer to press to one side. If there's a lot of bulk, I will press open because some of those little pieces do not want to press open. So, or press to one side. So those, when there's a lot of bulk, I will press open. Okay, so this was the lady that tagged Shannon. She asked, what is the most used notion in my sewing room other than my seam ripper? I guess I don't really know. I guess would be my little all my little labels that I label everything with. I use those on everything. My alphabeties, my stickers, and even the stickers I just bought would be all my little labels that I use. I use those on everything. Yeah, and then I like my little wonder clips. I like those. So those are probably besides my seam ripper, or my little snips. And then Shannon asked, do you listen to music when you quilt? If I'm not recording or filming, I do listen. I like to turn my praise and worship on and cut and quilt and sew and do all that. So yes, when I am not filming, I do listen to my praise and worship. And then my question is, what is your go-to or favorite pattern? So like I have mentioned before to a few people, I love my Bride's Dream. That is like my go-to pattern, especially for bigger blocks. That way you can show off the fabric. There's so many beautiful fabrics out there that I like to show off the pattern. And that is like one of my go-to. And it's easy for baby blankets. It's easy to gift. They're quick. It's a quick, easy, beautiful. It makes a really beautiful quilt. So that is like my go-to. So thank you, Shannon, for tagging me. This was fun. And I'm going to tag Elizabeth and Alesha, and I'm going to try to figure out how to link them down into the descriptions or tag them. That way y'all can go to their channels and check them out and go see what their answers are. I figured I'd do this. This was really fun and something different. And I wanted, she tagged me, so I was like, why not? So I found Shannon several months ago, and I love watching her. She seems very down to earth, very genuine, and I love that. And there was something, her pillow, like she did, like I've mentioned this before, but she did a really pretty scrappy pillow using Lori Holt fabric. And I like that she's resourceful. She uses what she has on hand, and when she can, and I love that. So if y'all haven't, like I said, go check her out, and go check out Elizabeth and Alesha. I will tag them all in the description. I'm going to try to figure out how, but I will. So I am planning also, by the way, to start another. I need to do my foundation paper piecing, so I'm going to do it in a little while. I'm giving my daughter another day to get to feeling better before we start really doing school back. So because she was down all day yesterday. She finally woke up this morning. Her color is back. So I'm going to give her one more day to rest, and then we'll continue. We'll, pick back school up back tomorrow. So I'm going to try to do a couple of blocks for foundation paper piecing today. Because like I said, I want to get that done before next week. Because next week is when I start my, where is it at? Whatever it's at. My Santa Pixel quilt. I also ordered, I went ahead and placed a small order to Walmart. I ordered some foam poster boards, so be looking out for a video of those. I will be making those, and I'll record. I'm thinking about doing a live while I do that. So, I don't know. I'll probably do a live this evening or something this afternoon and do a live. I have to pick up my order between 3 and 4. Hopefully it'll get done quicker. If it does, I'll go in then and get it. So, I may just do a live either today or tomorrow making those boards. Because before I start my Santa Pixel quilt, I want the boards. That way I need 6 of the same size board. And I'll probably do about a 15. I'm thinking about doing a 15 inch. That way it gives me enough room. And I think that's a standard to me, really, for, you know, I ordered 5 or 6 foam boards. So I'm going to do some big ones again, and then some I'll figure it out. Y'all will see. I will figure it all out, and I'm going to write down how many I can get. So I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday. It is finally midweek. This week feels like it's been a 2-week long week, but it hasn't. So anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I hope Alesha and Elizabeth, I hope they participate. It was just fun. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.